Jar Jar is a key to all this. If we get Jar Jar working. Because he's a funnier character than we've ever had in the movies before.
Wow.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
Okay. Oh no, it's my desktop. There it is. Hello, welcome to the Swholli and Packer podcast. I am Swholli, and with me, as always, is
Packer.
Yeah.
Me. That's me.
it's you.
I pulled a you.
You're like, what? Oh, sorry.
What? Wait, am I on the podcast? What's happening?
What's up?
Where am I?
So, just to quickly, just basically explain why we've been on like literally a month hiatus. Well, I think 1 week was just, I think we just didn't do it. The next week after, I got sick, because I went to a wedding and I had a gig, and I did the wedding video, and then I wore my mask because of the Global Peace Initiative. I wore my mask for everything except the reception. In which the reception, nobody was wearing their masks, but obviously we were eating, so it was like kind of weird not to. But what I'm saying is, I thought I got the Global Peace infection, and I got real worried, and I was real sick, and I had a fever, and it was awful. I had to go take the test and do all that stuff. And yeah, so that was why for a couple weeks I was like kind of out of commission. So, but we're back, and hopefully the levels are good. We did a level test this time because we're not. I mean, we're professionals, obviously, so, you know, we've been doing that the entire time, I swear.
Yep, that's it. That's the one. And we haven't been doing it on the fly or anything.
No, I mean, it wasn't like you and I, like, I messaged you one day, like, out of nowhere and was like, we should do a podcast. You're like, yeah, we should. And then, like, the next Tuesday we're doing it, so.
Yep. Well, you've had the Global Peace Initiative scare, which was not fun. I was like stressing out as well because I was like, no, this person I do a podcast with.
Oh no, how am I going to do a podcast anymore?
Yeah, how am I going to do a podcast now? But no, I've had less terrifying stuff going on. In fact, I've had some pretty funny stuff going on. So I've got a few things. I guess I will start with one of the funnier things. I'll show it on stream now. I bought a skeleton.
Oh wait, what? Oh,
I bought a skeleton. So that's me in my girlfriend's car. We put it in her back seat.
I have that skeleton. Does the mouth move? Is the jaw like?
Yeah, the mouth moves.
Yeah, I have that skeleton. I'm sure it's the same model. Fucking.
Does it have the string on the roof?
Yes. Yep. The little like black string that you can hang him. Yep. That's it. I've got his spine is broken. Mine, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mine came with everything with like 100 screws in his spine. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've got him in my girlfriend's car, so she goes to work and stuff, and people give her the funniest looks. It's freaking glorious.
Never remove the car, or never remove the skeleton. Keep it in the car all of October. Says insert name here. I like that.
Yeah, so he's going to be in there until Halloween. We have to take him out after Halloween because in Australia it gets up to 42 degrees Celsius, and if you Google that to Fahrenheit, you'll just be like, yeah, no, I don't want a melted plastic.
I was going to say
puddle
that,
in my car.
Like I'm obviously as a stupid dumb American who doesn't know the metric system or anything. Like I do know that 40 degrees Celsius is fucking hot. So
that's like you'll touch anything and you'll burn your hand.
That's probably. Well, now I'm curious. Maybe I just will do the conversion just because I want to know. But like...
we got a conversion there. While you do the conversion, I also had some interesting news.
That's 104 Fahrenheit. So that's that's basically like you could not necessarily fry an egg, but yeah.
Oh, you could fry an egg easy. Depending
I guess
on
actually
the
you could fry an egg. I don't know. I live in the Northeast, so it doesn't get that hot here. So like, you know. The hottest it gets here is like in the 90s Fahrenheit, which I think is what I'll do the conversion since I have it open.
Yeah,
it's like 32 for you. So
that's like a nice, comfortable spring day.
That's comfortable.
Yeah, dude,
it
gets
90 is awful.
It sits around 38 degrees on average in summer.
So for me, a comfortable, because I'm doing the conversions now. For me, a comfortable is like 20.
Yeah, like 21 is like the dead set like comfort zone for most people. Like I prefer to be in a 21 degree temperature on average, but like comfortable is like 31 degrees in summer here because it gets so fucked. Like 38 is the average, which is like 2 degrees less than 40. Yeah, it burns. You just burn here. Everything's on fire constantly. Anyway,
if the cars are from the US, in the UK, just put the skeleton where the driver would have been.
my PC idles at like 45 degrees Celsius. I know that's hot as shit. Yeah, that's yeah, like no one understands how bad Australia's temperatures are. Like it's absolutely fucked how hot it gets. And where I'm living is like the temperate part of the country, so it's like where grasslands are and where mountains and stuff are. Like we're actually quite high up in terms of altitude, and it's like it still gets absolutely scorching hot here.
Yeah, I mean that's like kind of like the global stereotype is that Australia is hot and you've got like scary animals out in your backyard. So,
oh yeah, that's I mean all of the above is true. Just on that subject, because it's something I like to explain to people. The oh god, what is it? Oh my brain. The UV index in Australia, it starts at 12 and the UV index ends at 12. Like, we can't even measure the UV index because it's always at extreme.
Always sunny in Australia.
Yeah. Always sunny in Australia. Yeah, so basically in comparison, the UK, the UV index sits around 2 to 8. Not 2 to 8, 2 to 3. So if you go outside in Britain without any sunscreen on, your skin doesn't burn. Mm-hmm. If you go out in Australia's sun, your skin will burn within 20 minutes. Yikes. Like you will get sunburn within 20 minutes. That's just how ridiculously like penetrating the sun is here. Like even in spring, we've got a UV index of 12. So it's like only maybe 22 degrees outside, but my skin is like burning because of how like bad the UV index is. It's just insane.
That's too hot. I
move here?
Like of all I was yeah. Well, I mean I've talked about it, but it's honestly like no joke. Ever since we've talked about it, it's been a possibility with Taylor and myself. Like we're thinking about it.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I've tried to like convince you, like, dude, just come over here. You'll be so much better off in so many regards. But at the same time, I'm like, it's such a commitment. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, your country is in shambles right now. Not getting into politics, right. But my God.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing this too, but yeah, no, like, yeah, I don't want to get into politics because, like, basically that's exactly what I would do if I followed that thread of thought. But what was the name? Lucidia.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I wanted to make it always sunny in Australia. They looked like fun.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, so that was my first little thing with the. So hence the reason why we can't leave the skeleton in the car.
That makes sense now. Why we were. That was what the train of thought.
Yeah, so that's why I can't leave the skeleton in the car. Because you imagine 104, was it, Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Like, the skeleton would be a puddle.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That's yikes. Yeah, he would melt. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to kind of, kill my girlfriend with toxic fumes, so that would be a negative for me.
That might be bad, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, and while you're doing It's Always Sunny in Australia...
I've done it, yeah.
Okay. So some other news is what's been going on is I actually became an uncle. I'm an uncle now, officially.
Congratulations on you. Well,
nothing.
You doing nothing but being there.
No, it's just quickly, it was a very interesting thing because of the Global Peace Initiative was happening. So it was like we couldn't go see the mum or the bub at all. So we had to basically wait until they came back, and then they came back. So I've never held a baby before. The oldest child I've probably ever seen is probably about 8 months.
Okay.
And holding a like 2-day-old child in your hands is fucking terrifying. You're like, how is this thing alive? It's so small.
I've never held a baby either. so I can't.
I mean, I did hold it. Like, I got a picture of me holding him, but yeah, it was just like, fuck me, man.
Yeah,
The game of the
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, I was just I'm an uncle now. I just thought I'd timestamp that a little bit in the podcast.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, I get to be the cool uncle, but then it's like, no, that doesn't really come into effect for like 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Talking about like familiar stuff, like I don't have any intention of having children. Like,
oh, and me either.
It's too crazy out there for that. So I just figured, fuck it, I ain't doing that.
Oh, I mean, like, just the world we live in. I look at, like, my younger friends who are only now, like, turning 22, and they're like, whoa, I'm getting so old. And I'm like, dude, you're fucked.
It's like, buddy, like, just trust me when I say this. No. By the way, tell who is the deep voice. Okay, so for those of you just joining us, I'm Swholli. I'm the American and the semi higher pitched voice, I suppose, and the Australian to my left in terms of like a global left, like like
very good there. This is Scott.
Half a hemisphere, no, a whole hemisphere away is Packer. He is the Australian.
Yeah, we're practically like almost polar opposites, because I think on the opposite side of the globe, like literally, is like the Atlantic Ocean, which is the closer to you.
I think
instead of the
every time we like start talking, I'm always like, I'm just
Pacific
gonna look
Ocean.
it up. Let me look up a fucking world map, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty, like, we're technically, like, almost polar opposites.
It's one of those things that I would, okay. Well, I mean, this is, let me look at it as a globe, hang on. Let's go to Google Earth. I haven't been to Google Earth in a while.
Alright, well, while you're Googling that, I'm going to move on with another thing I've had going on. So I've begun packing, because I'm moving out in December.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah, so I'm moving out in December, which is exciting because then I can just do whatever, whenever I want.
Right.
Because I'll be in my own, like, safe apartment place, don't have anything else going on, won't have, like, barking dogs and stuff like that. Might have a screaming cat, which is hilarious.
All right, real quick, just because I have it pulled up. So here's me, right about there. Actually, a little bit under this dot. There's Cleveland. There's about where I live. And you live...
I like how you're going the long way around. Where's Australia? Look how fucking scorched that country is. All right, so you go bottom right.
Bottom right.
You should see ACT.
ACT. Is it the
Capital?
One? Capital? Okay. There we go. Capital Territory. So right around here. Canberra, I think.
Canberra. Yep, that's me.
Canberra?
Yep.
What's this big
Canberra.
circle?
That is Parliament House.
Oh, okay. Is that
that's where all our politics are done.
Is that a giant roundabout?
Yep. Dude, my freaking town is known for its roundabouts. Like, people come here and they're like, there's so many fucking roundabouts, and it's like,
amazing.
Dude, it's nothing but fucking, like our Capitol building has a roundabout around it. Like, literally.
It's amazing that you say that. Let me see if I can find my hometown, because there's a giant roundabout at the center. Here it is. Center of the city. Giant fucking roundabout. It's our historical Talmadge Church. Is that
the one with the horse?
No, it's unfortunately not that historical or well known, but it is one of those, like, it's one of those things that literally everybody who lives in this city, like, because Americans don't like roundabouts, they hate this because they don't know how to drive it, and it is like you dread going to it because you know you're gonna, like, see somebody do something stupid.
Oh, dude, so, like, I live in the capital of roundabouts, and my god, the amount of people who don't know how to use them, and you just, like, every time you go through them, and there's hundreds of them around my city.
I like roundabouts.
So they work really well, but people don't know how to fucking use them.
Yes,
that's the problem.
That is the unfortunate truth. Are they having a funeral when this picture was? No, okay, no. That'd be sad.
If you're gonna immigrate to Australia, like, I mean, Canada's like the next best thing from Australia, honestly. Like, Canada's pretty good. Like, I mean, it's probably deteriorating a little bit now by the sounds of it. Mm-hmm. Australia's pretty good, but we've got our own set of problems. Hopefully, our politics are going to change all that really soon. Mm-hmm. Post America starting World War III or something like that. I don't even know.
I have no idea where we're fucking headed in the grand scheme of.
I think you guys are just heading straight into economic crash while China's just like, lol, we have all the economics. So,
All right.
okay.
So.
Yep. 1 day, 1 hour.
By plane, it'd be 1 day and an hour.
Yep.
Daffy Tannic says Canada is a generally overrated country. To be honest, if America falls, Canada is fucked completely. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Whatever. Moving on. Well, what am I going to say?
I know. If this was a political podcast, I'd have a lot to say, but that's not what we're here for. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. What should we talk about? Do you want to?
So I was talking about. So I've been packing. I'm moving in December. And so I've been like just slowly putting everything down and putting things like into boxes and stuff. And it's like it's the first time I'm ever going to be moving out of home. I'm fucking 28 years old, but it's super exciting. I can't wait for all that sort of stuff. And so what ended up happening was I needed to sell a table. It was a stand desk. And I was like, okay, this should sell because it's one of those hipster things, right? Like it's stand decks.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so this is gonna sell. I'm gonna put it up on like the Facebook Marketplace, which is, oh god, it's the funniest fucking thing what happens. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna put it up for like $70 less than what it originally cost, so like $200 Australian. And I was like, that's a really good chunk of money. I'm just going to leave it up like that high for a week and see if anyone snags it. Someone did snag it at the very end of that week. In fact, on the day I was going to change it, and the guy contacted me in the morning, and I'm just like, you're fucking so unlucky in that respect. But I didn't tell him that, obviously.
Right.
So anyway, I was selling it. Like, in the process of selling this, I got about fucking 20 people message me about it. Most of which are just like, is it still available? I'm like, yes, it's still available. But I would get some fucking hilarious comments or people asking shit that it's just like, are you fucking for real? One of them was like, the dude asked me, will it fit in my car? And there was no context. There was no explanation. He just said, will it fit in my car?
Well, will it?
And I was just like, well, the dimensions. It's like, yeah, I mean, that... The dimensions are like, I had them written into the title of the article so people would know for a fact how big it was. And the dude's like, will it fit in my car? And I'm like, these are the dimensions. If you can fit that in your car, then it will fit in your car. I had another dude like you have to like explain to these people that like I'm not a fucking like, how would I know that? What? I had another person where he was like, oh dude, can I buy it from you for $100? Like there's like a warehouse doing it for like $100 as a thing. And I'm like, no, sorry, I'm selling it for $200. And he's like, but it's like, oh, like other people selling $100. And I'm like, then buy it from them?
Buy it.
Like, yeah, I'm like sitting here like, it's just one of those, it's like you can just pick these people. Like they're trying to, I guess, scam me of like a really good table by, you know, getting it half price.
Well, yeah.
I mean, God, George Lucas.
He had to be there. I mean, but that's like the nature of trying to sell things online.
Oh yeah. And it was just the funniest things to me. Like, yeah, he was trying to like, oh, the warehouse thing. And then there was another person who was like, oh, can I get 150? And I'm like, no, I'm selling it at 200. Sorry. And he's just like, well, you know, I could just buy it brand new for an extra $70 and then I would have warranty and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well then, and then I'm just like, well, go do that. Yeah. I don't like, it's so funny that the, like, and I will say they were fucking boomers. I'm sure like it's 90% of the ones with the stupid comments were like, oh, I'm going to do this with like this and this and that. I'm like, dude, well then do that. I don't give a shit. I'm selling it for $200. You buy it for $200 or you fucking don't. Like that's, like, grow up. Like, oh my god.
Pretty much. I mean, well,
it's funny. It's so fucking funny.
It's the same thing with like, because like, you know, where I work, it's literally, you know, people are coming in because we sell used stuff. They think that they can like try to get deals on it or something. So they'll come in and they'll be like, and I'll have like Suikoden 2 or whatever, and it's like, a $200 game, and they're like, well, I could buy that on eBay for $150, and it's like, you look it up on eBay, and it's like, you could buy it on eBay for $150 with another $100 shipping on top of it. Like, what, and if it doesn't work, you're stuck with the copy, or you have to try to send it back. It's like, we have a guarantee and a return. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. People, when they buy stuff, when they're buying used stuff, they just have this, like, weird mentality of, like, I could get that for this much. And it's like, then go get it for, like, if, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, I could go to Walmart, but it's like, then go to Walmart. What do you want me to do? Like...
Yeah, it's the fun. That to me is just the funniest fucking thing of just these people who are like, oh, I could get that brand new. I've done that in stores where I'm looking at something, I can get it brand new. I've definitely done that where I've looked at things and gone, I probably could just get that brand new, and like then I don't have to worry about being scratched or anything. But I don't go up to the fucking counter and say that.
And demand. It's like, can I get that new, please? Or it's like, what? No. Can I get? It's like, I could buy this brand. It's like, I know you could. This isn't brand new. If it was brand new and I was, charging whatever, I'd be like, yeah, fine.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like you're getting it secondhand for a reason. It's like cheaper. Like it's just
Daffy says it sounds like people not knowing much about online shopping, and it's like, frankly, I think it is. It's like you said, it's the boomers. It's the people who have not, like, their internet etiquette is not like super duper great or whatever.
It's like they go to the recommended on YouTube without any. Like, they'd never found anything through links or people's word of mouth. They just go onto, like, YouTube with nothing, and then they use, like, YouTube's default algorithm to find their content.
They're those people who go to Google and type YouTube into Google to open up YouTube when it's like, there's the bar right above you. Like, you could have just typed it in YouTube.com.
You know that address bar is an actual Google search.
And it's a Google search on its own. If you want to do it the long hard way, like, you can still go just right up there and type it. But they'll go to Google.com, then Google YouTube, then type Google into Google.
Yeah, if you type Google into Google, you will break the internet. God, that's going back.
That's going back. Fuck.
Anyway, so that's me caught up. Got Skeleton came in Uncle, selling some shit, trying to move.
Nice. I haven't really done anything super duper interesting.
You've been sick, and it was the big scare. Like, that was a big thing for both of us. Like, I was sitting here, you're like terrified. I'm sitting here going, fuck, I hope he doesn't get it. I really hope he doesn't get it.
Well, I wasn't sure because I was like, what do I do if I got it? Like, I give other people this, and then it's like, what if my lungs are forever ruined or whatever? Like, I don't know.
I was like worried about your lungs. I was like sitting there going, Jesus, all this stuff where we'd like, let's do a podcast. You're
and
like,
all he does is talk for a living, and it's like, oh no.
I mean, imagine if you couldn't talk for more than like 30 minutes a day. If that was like your hard.
Terrifying. That's
because you're like, I have a job where I need to talk with customers.
Yeah.
I want to talk to my girlfriend. I want to do a podcast. I want to do voice acting for my movies and stuff.
My projects
or whatever.
and things. Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
That was a scary time.
That was definitely like one of those moments where I'm just sitting there like, fuck, I really hope it doesn't happen, because that was why I was like, I hope it doesn't happen, because of that kind of crap.
It was a real nervous couple of days. Well, because it was like, for me, I was up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, like sick, and like I was like, I got a fever, and like, because obviously for you that was like what, afternoon, so
you would send me a message and I'm just in the middle of my day, and
I was like, I've got a fever, I'm on the couch, I'm not feeling good, and you're just probably like sipping a mimosa or whatever the fuck, and just like, oh no.
Who knew? I was like talking to my girlfriend about it. I was just like, man, I really hope he gets better, because this, like, I've been having, like, so what's been happening in my life in the past 12 months is my life has actually been getting amazingly better.
That's
like by comparison to what was happening before. As you're aware, and some people may not be aware, I was like super sick for like 4 years, almost died, had to have major surgery about a year ago, well, just over a year ago now. And so the past 12 months, I've been recovering from major surgery. My life has been coming back into like everything in my life is becoming amazing. Like, my health is getting better. Mm-hmm. I got a girlfriend. I'm now moving in with my girlfriend. I got finally recognized as disabled after like 4 years of fighting for it. which basically means I'm more secure now in my life and
Right.
all that sort of stuff. And it was just like all this stuff was like going so well. And then there was like my friend unfortunately passed away last year, and all my other friends are losing jobs, and people are getting unemployed. People are taking massive pay cuts that can't afford. It's like everyone else is like crumbling, and I'm sitting here like, wow, everything's going so well for me, and I just feel like I feel like a dick. Like,
Yeah, I've been talking to some people recently, like people I don't know personally. Like I've been in like a Discord with some people, and I do actually want to touch on that later because it's an interesting like little niche community I want to talk about. But anyway, we were talking about like stuff about like when Global Peace Initiative hit, and like suddenly not having a job, and not needing to have a job, and like and it's like you suddenly had all this time to. I'm not necessarily directly saying like what you're, but like things I feel guilty in a way because it's like suddenly things are better because I had time to like do stuff and like think about myself and not have to think about work and not have to think about.
Yeah, it's a really conflicting thing because like I was not to cut you off or anything, but I was watching Adam Savage talk about it in April, like the video he did in April, and he was having a little like I just happened to stumble across the video, but he was talking about it, and he was saying like 6 months ago I had maybe 3 hours a week in my workshop, and his workshop is amazing, like it has every tool you ever need.
Yeah.
To do like any kind of prop work or anything like that. And
Adam Savage's like fucking workshop is like goals, like hashtag goals. Like that's what I want my garage to look like. Like that's just what I'm
that's
aiming
what I'm
for.
going for in the future.
Literally that's what I'm building. Like it got too cold, and well, it didn't get too cold. I can't work on my garage right now. But it was just like I literally over the summer I've started the project. Like I'm renovating my garage into a studio. And like that's what I want. I want every fucking woodworking tool under the sun. I want to be able to build whatever prop I want.
Yeah. But yeah, so he was just having a little discussion about it, and he was basically just saying, oh, I had 3 hours maybe a week in here, and now I've got like a whole work day in here every day.
Right.
And he says it's kind of like this bittersweet thing. It's like, yeah, I got all this time, but my motivation's like completely crippling because I just like he wants to work on things, but he's also really saddened by everything that's going on. And it was just like it doesn't like the whole guilt thing is just kind of like, yeah, you can like if things are going well for you, you shouldn't feel necessarily bad about it unless you're like actively taking advantage of people.
Right.
Like you shouldn't feel guilty about it because if you're and this is not what Adam Savage said, this is what I'm saying now. But if you're doing well, you can pass that good wellness on to other people. Like by you doing cool things, like say if you're working on a project that you're going to put on YouTube, or if you're helping around the house, or if you're, just doing little bits and pieces here and there, you can really like help the people around you with your positivity rather than just, oh, everyone's sad, so now I have to be sad.
Right.
So, I mean, I just thought that would be a perspective thing. Like, yeah, stuff is going wrong, but at the same time, like I've been hanging out every so often with a couple of my friends and trying to help my friends out of bad situations because I'm in a good situation to do that now.
Right. No,
so I've been helping do that sort of stuff as well. Like it's just one of those things where if you can help people, you help people, and like that pays dividends, like your friends are happy, so then they get to do more things with you and vice versa. And you can only affect your small circle of friends. Like you can't be the big, I'm PewDiePie and I'm gonna churn out content or whatever.
Right.
Like you gotta have perspective on the grand scheme of things. You do your thing, you be smart about what you're doing, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I feel that. Like I don't know. Yeah, it is one of those things where like the guilt was.
It's a guilt complex.
It was a guilt complex. Yeah, it was just like I don't know. It was because you're thinking to yourself, you're like, oh, it sucks that the reason I'm able to even like slow down and have this like mental health month or two was because of like, fucking global pandemic,
crisis.
Crisis.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. Like at the start of lockdown, I made a little list of like things I'd like to accomplish since I had suddenly so much time.
Yep.
And like I accomplished none of them, but the point was that I had the goals in mind, and I learned and did a lot of stuff in the process of doing it. I mean, one of which turned into the little project that we've been working on. So
yeah.
But yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you got these projects and you're like, so case in point, I work on game projects all the fucking time, and I constantly stop working on them because I'm ADHD, and that's kind of what happens. But I also know that even though that I do stop working on certain projects randomly, that's just how my brain works sometimes. But I'm also getting a learning experience from it. I'm getting more efficient at doing projects quicker and knowing what's a waste of time and what's not a waste of time, and those kind of skill sets that you just can't do when you're working 9 to 5 and you're tired as hell. And then when you finally get some free time, you're like, well, I want to spend it with my like partner or whatever.
Right, exactly. Honestly, like the Global Peace Initiative was probably the best thing. To, like, again, not to be like, oh, it's a fucking pandemic, but like literally, like for my mental health, for just my projects and like the things that I was like, I was able to slow down. I decided to go back to school. I cut my work hours back. Like, things are going well for me because of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say, not to get political, and this is incredibly surface level what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Very telling of the societies we live in when you need when you need the Global Peace Initiative to fucking actually be a human being for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's just so damn telling. Like, oh, I have to work 6 days a week and blah blah blah, and then this happened. I feel really guilty for like slowing down, and I'm like, that's society telling you to be guilty. Like, that's your horrible boss's work ethic telling you to be guilty. That's not like, if your brain's finally like, I can relax, it's like, human beings are meant to be chill. Like, we're meant to be sitting in grasslands watching birds and stuff and hunting animals. Like, we're not meant to be sitting in a little cubicle or dealing with other human beings that we do not ever know. Like, we no idea who these people are, and they're coming in and then they're buying stuff, and then you're like, is this person going to be a problem? It's like, constant conflicts of people, and like, it's the whole, like, humans didn't evolve to do that kind of shit. We evolved to like walk around in like grass plains and stuff,
Right.
like, to so much to the point that our spines are like horrifically evolved. Like, we're like human beings in a funny way. We're like the in between. Like, you look at like the evolutionary, like the small monkey to like big ape to like human standing. We're like still in a transition period where our spines haven't evolved yet to like deal with sitting or standing for like 8 hours straight.
Right.
Like we're meant to be doing a mix. We walk for like half an hour, we sit for half an hour, we walk for half an hour, we sit for half an hour. Like, that's what we're meant to be doing, not like standing for so long. It's just it's fascinating.
No, yeah, I agree. It is like, again, surface level, but it's like, clearly this isn't what we're supposed to be doing, and I think,
and like, we're not getting any, like, human beings as a race, we're not getting anything out of it because we're losing more to like stay alive. We're not.
Hopefully,
we're not like
people like decide that, hey, this was really nice, like, not having to do anything. Maybe if we could come up with a way that this is more permanent. Or are you looking at? That's actually funny that you pulled that up, because I remember you sent me a link to that.
Wizard Pictures.
The Wizard Pictures.
So I wanted to talk about it on freaking.
Let's talk about Wizard
the podcast.
Pictures. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so found this the other day, or week, whatever the hell it was, where it's gifcities.org, and you can find old early 2000s, 1990s GIFs, and they're freaking amazing, man.
It looks good.
They're so good.
It's such a beautiful, like, thing.
Those time-stamping, like, things that people thought were cool in the day.
It is weird, like, and I think it was just because the novelty of, like, seeing something moving on the internet. Do you like?
Oh, it's like it wasn't like because you got to remember we came back from like HTML days where
Right.
everything was static, like everything, nothing was smooth, nothing was rounded, everything was square and static.
I miss this is another thing we were talking about. I miss HTML like 1.0 like stuff. I know that
Another thought
technically
on time.
yeah.
Another thought on team.
Sorry, I know that like modern UI design is like there are definitely good ones, there are definitely bad ones, but I think like when it comes to maybe not necessarily social media sites because those are meant to be a feed, so like, you know, you go to like a Tumblr or a Facebook or whatever and it's like, you know, fucking it's just a content go down the list, just go down.
Yeah.
Like and that's fine because that's like, you know, that's what that was intended for. But like I think I don't even know like what's a good example. CNN, I don't know, just a news website. Let's see if I can pull one up that's gross.
God.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
It's just
like
I think they're trying to replicate like a newspaper, but then they're facetiously putting ads in and stuff.
So bad, yeah. And I have an ad blocker. This is adless. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine it with ads in here.
Oh god, yeah. All those gaps, all along the sides, like you can tell, and like half of those are just baiting people.
Right, but then like, okay, so let's go to like. Let me look at what is it? It's just CNN.com. Like, let's look at CNN.com. Let me see if I'm right. Let's go back to like what the design
We need to go
like.
back.
We need to go back. Let's see what like the mid 2000s looked like. Let's see if that has anything of an improvement. Because I feel like it will. I have this feeling I'm gonna look at it and be like, I like this better. I don't know why.
I found the best gifts. You need to. Remember this one?
Oh.
You need to put me back on.
Put that guy. That's a Halloween. Send me that, and I'll have it on the stream. Here we go. Yeah, actually, look at this. Oh, of course. Yeah, look at this. Like, oh god, come on, just load.
And then I've got a skeleton.
What is happening? Why is it refreshing? Oh.
It's one of the
well,
ones.
so this isn't as happy as I want it to be because it just keeps refreshing the fucking page, but
it's probably one of those redirect websites.
Probably.
Where like you make a web page that all it does is redirect.
Ugh, gross. Let's go to
That's going back.
Well, anyway, so you get the point. I mean, looking at it, like I can literally here's the main story. Here's a bunch of links to all the other stories. I guess what what I'm trying to say is like you look at like Wikipedia, a site that basically hasn't changed in fucking 20 years. Other than like it's some minor like, you know, tweaks in here and there, but like this is perfect web design to me. Like this is designed to be read. It's
put your screen back up.
Oh, sorry, I forgot it's like Wikipedia. It's like it's designed to be read. It's got all of your links in a nice quick little table of contents. You can easily jump back and forth to what you're doing. You know, like I can go philanthropy and I go down here and then I can, there's no top of page button, I just noticed, but whatever, you got a scroll wheel, you just go whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know. Yeah. This is to me, like, this is how websites I feel like used to look like and like function.
Yeah, I think Wiki was like the first proper step outside of like old HTML and then they just kind of refined, like they polished the edges, but they never really changed it.
Right, but like they just got rid of features that make it even more complicated. And another thing, like what they don't think about too is that if in terms of accessibility, like what am I trying to say? Like, you know, like screen readers. Like if you have all of your fucking text is like animated and it's moving around and it's in like, you know, it's got different like, you know, Java tags attached to it. Like a screen reader is going to be like, I don't know what to read first. I don't know. Like, you know, it's like, so if you're like surfing the internet and you're blind and you're like, well, I can't fucking use your website. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know that like news websites specifically are like targeted at like the boomer generation of people.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of used to having what is essentially what do I describe it, like a newspaper layout. So they kind of, oh my god, where am I going? I'm in GeoCities right now.
Oh, I know.
Amazing. I found a banner. Hold on, I just wanted to save the image. It's like raining
I see
or
this.
snowing or something.
It's
So
nice.
it's confetti. We can put that over the stream, and it will be a fantastical stream that just.
Let me pull up the skeleton here. Since I have
I'm just sending you so many fucking gifts right now.
Let's put it in the download.
Like this is the kind of doofy crap that me and Scott like. It's just it's terrible, but it's so good at the same time.
There's something so innocent about like the time.
Oh, it's like they're just like, oh, dude, check it out. It's like an animated stormtrooper that like shoots his laser. You know, like
bro, he just shoots it. And
like you've never seen anything like it on a web page. You know, like.
Oh god, what was the fucking Pit? P-I-T-T. There he is. Pit Fiend. Pit Fiend was the name of that. Oh, look at him. Did he pop up? Is he there? Oh, he's there. Let me add a quick
I don't know how you're supposed to Bubsy.
Can you add it?
Bubsy. I love the search bar. The search button on this has like a flashing text, which is just amazing.
I feel like this isn't gonna work, but we're gonna try it.
Click here for information on horticultural classes.
It kind of worked.
Oh god, I haven't got it updated yet. I
don't know why. I just realized I put it in the corner where it was black anyway. But I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just put it in the black corner. What the hell are you doing?
It doesn't matter. So we're gonna put it right there. It's gonna be. That's gonna be not at all intrusive. That's gonna be. That's.
Put him in the corner, you numb.
Put him in the. Nobody put skeleton in the corner. All right, that's our Halloween.
Put that skeleton.
Wait, you know what?
In that
I can put
corner.
him over top of George. That's what we'll do. That way, there's at least a reason for the transparency.
Oh wait, make it over his face.
Let's get it right. Right
just get
there.
it like.
Almost. Hang on. Yeah, there. Now, a little bigger. Hang on, a little bigger.
Can you like rotate it so it's like in line with his head?
I don't know if you can rotate. How do I rotate text in MS Paint?
MS Paint? What?
It's a meme. I'm sorry. I don't. I like how you have dancing baby going on. But
Dude,
actually,
it's the dancing baby that we've been waiting for.
I love the dancing baby. Because Daffy said something real quick. Like I was gonna. Do you want to know how I used to make websites? Good old Notepad.
Oh no.
Let's make a website real quick.
I remember I used to download some API that was like. You can rotate that image in OBS for sure. I just wanted to line up with these fucking like the skull lines.
How do you rotate? Just tell me.
It's transform. You edit the transform.
Oh.
You only need it like 10. You only need like 10 degrees, and you'll be good. I just hate how long the delay is. I'm sitting here watching the stream, and I'm like, he hasn't done anything yet.
I hate that I have to do it like this.
There could be, like, I'm sure there's like a tool to do it on screen, but at the same time, just put in like a number. It's getting closer. I can see it getting closer.
It looks like it's about 9 or it's about 9 or 10. That's good. That's pretty good.
Just shrink it a little bit as well, so the eyes and the mouth match up.
Oh, here we go. I see what you mean. Hang on.
It's so good. It's so close right now with what I'm seeing. It's. I'm George Lucas. I'm spooky. I'm a
spooky, scary skeleton.
This is my Halloween costume.
Goes George Lucas for Halloween.
I'm actually a skeleton. I go as George Lucas for Halloween. All right.
So what was that site called? What was that site called?
gifcities.org. I'll just send it to you again.
Oh, okay. I was because I want I gotta find. Here's what we gotta find.
All the under construction ones with all the like construction machines and shit.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get
this
one for sure. I think I can just link directly to it. I think. Oh, that's awful.
I need to like just Google, not Google, GIF website, see what comes up. Just like website.
Yeah. Right,
Welcome to my
am I putting
website.
The body. Let's put the body. Man, this is fucking image source.
What are you fucking doing, man?
Let's do
All right. Well, while you do HTML coding on a podcast, on a fucking podcast.
Hang on, let's
Oh man, I love this GIF. I love GIFs that are like clearly frame rate hasn't been set up right.
There
Like
you go,
it's just.
Oh, there you go. That looks. What is happening in that?
It's meant to be like spatulaing like a new pin, but it's doing it so insanely fast that it just doesn't work.
Frightening. I hate it. Anyway, welcome back to my tutorial.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one.
Jansen. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the show going.
That's not what I want. I want the GIF.
I want the GIF.
I want the Jiffy peanut butter. I say a GIF, and I don't care. You can sue me if you want.
I watched a video on it. Apparently, both terms have now officially been regarded as correct.
I mean, yeah.
But the creator said that it was. But that's the problem though with language is that 70% of people say GIF, 30% say GIF. The creator says GIF. The Oxford Dictionary says both.
Oh no.
Because it's the same. It's the same as LOL becoming like LOL being a word now.
Yeah.
Like it's how language evolves. It's kind of like going back on like old Greek and being like no actually it's not like tua, it's actually fleur.
Yeah.
And you're like, but we're talking like 1,000, 2,000 year old language, you know, like you can't be. Like, language evolves, language changes. Like, there's no reason to be, like, saying that one's right and one's wrong. Like, if everybody's using both, then they're both right. Tomatoes.
All right, anyway, welcome back to my tutorial. So here we're going to do
Welcome to my website.
We're going to do
under construction.
We're going to do a quick, you just got to have that, you got to let everybody know that your site is under construction. You know, so you got to have it up. Yeah, there you go. You got to have it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta, let me get this a little smaller. You gotta go in there and you gotta center these guys because you don't want, so the center tag is definitely the best way to center things in a website.
Yeah, so no matter where you are on the webpage, they're always in the center.
There's no such thing as CSS, and you should feel bad if you even think of those letters. So
if you want to put anything in different locations, that we're gonna pull up the old table.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I love tables. Tables, and fucking. I didn't know what a fucking div was. You fucking shit. All right, now we're going into. Now I'm going into full on. You want to?
We're not going any further. Put it down, nope. Scott. Put it down.
There we go. This is a website that I programmed. I've shown you this, but I programmed this website in 2006, and the best part about it is it's entirely written in HTML and tables. Yeah. I also like how I left myself a fucking a comment to like anyone looking at the source code, because that's what people do. You know, you open up websites and you immediately right click and look at the source code.
That's what people used to do. Not so much anymore. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, no one gives a shit anymore. But
all right. So I got a few subjects here. That I thought we could talk about other than HTML coding.
I love talking about HTML, but go ahead. Let's talk about.
I don't know. We can keep talking about HTML if you want to. I mean, I don't have a lot to offer other than it was a pain in the ass, and I'm like, I now know I never want to do website coding ever again.
I hate website coding. Like,
it's the worst. It's
like
not. It's just not enjoyable.
I was technically in web design, and I hated it. I left that field and decided to go elsewhere. So
yeah. So I got a few subjects we can pick from. I'll let you pick from them. We could
Okay.
talk about shotgun filmmaking. Sort of making, like, how we were talking about. I mentioned it last podcast. In fact, I said I was going to do something this podcast last podcast.
You
Fuck.
did.
What was it?
There we go. We're getting there.
What year is all that?
Does that not just immediately like bring back a memory?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Hold on. I gotta quickly check the end of the last
Characters
podcast.
look like an old Flash comment. Oh yeah, if we're talking about my website, yeah. So while you pull up what you're pulling up, I'm gonna just quickly talk about this because I like this. It's such a blast from my past. So basically, yeah, everything looks like a comic from Newgrounds because this is the era that I was like specifically into Newgrounds.
God.
I wanted so badly to be a Flash cartoonist. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I've actually
That was a thing.
It was. I've actually recently gone through all of my my CD backups that I made from long time ago. Let me see if I can find any of this stuff.
You might want to close that real quick.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's more than that, man.
What else are you talking about?
Nothing.
There's one thing that I'm like questionable and I don't remember why it's there. But other than that, these are all just shit I made.
Moving on.
Oh,
moving
I
on.
see them. They were poser.
Yeah, get out of there, man.
No.
No, get out.
This is me at age 12, I think.
Oh, no.
I'm the one in the background.
Yeah, I can tell.
Look at that.
You're so cool.
Look at that ADHD kid go, and he didn't even know it yet. Yikes.
I am not affiliated with Scott in any way.
Big yikes. Now VLC has like decided it
Just tell it to play as is, and then you just close it.
Okay.
And then it like forces it to
Right.
do the weird shit, and then it just like whatever. All right. Anyway, moving on from weird Scott's memories and horrible folder choices. Oh god.
I'm just gonna play
You
stuff.
rotoscope that shit, man.
That's the best part. So I don't know why I thought that was like the best way to do it. We're not actually like using the blades. They're empty. Like they're not.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I thought it was smarter to just we pretend to fight. And then like I drew them in. Oh, and the best part was that I'm not even using a video editing program to do this because I didn't have one that did what I needed it to do. I literally imported my AVI into a program called Jasic or Jask or whatever, like GIF animator, whatever. I turned it into an animated GIF, drew lines MS Paint style onto each saber blade, and then re-exported it back into Windows Movie Maker to turn it back into an AVI.
It worked, but it's so jank.
Oh, it's so jank. It's the jankiest. This is actually on. There's a version of this on my YouTube channel with music. Like yeah, of course it's Duel of Fates. You knew it was gonna be Duel of Fates. You don't even question.
Oh my god, I'm like in just massive cringe mode right now, but also just pissing myself. Alright, well, I mean, unless you want to just keep going on those subjects, I guess we could move it on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I just
Oh
have
my god,
so much stuff.
okay, so out of the two things here that I feel like we could talk about, because I feel like the other ones might take a bit longer, is we could talk about shotgun filmmaking, sort of the stuff you were just showing there.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could talk about the current and future of VR, because I know that you've been doing a bit of VR.
I have, yeah. Super Hot just went on sale, and I think I'm gonna buy it. So
Nice.
nice. What's this? Okay.
Oh no.
Good. That was
No.
There's nothing to it. There's literally nothing.
No.
Okay.
I-
Oh my God!
I am plainly
It's LimeWire.
bored. So,
Like,
Oh
test
my
out my new mic. I thought I
God,
might.
dude, you got a theme on that mofo.
Easy to use.
You got a dark theme, dude. You are so cool.
Listen to my
Easy to use.
voice.
Let's see.
I can't
Click
hear
on
your
audio. Type in the title. I'm gonna type in this.
Oh yes, sir. You can't hear audio. When you watch this later, listen to my voice.
All right, now search for the song.
I'm literally
And when you get the
teaching people how to
soon, I might
pirate.
say soon. It would be nothing.
I'm literally teaching people how to pirate.
Okay, as you can see,
I'm not affiliated with Scott in any way.
Saved by demo version of easy video capture.
Oh my god.
I
So
love how Skype is running.
Oh my god. So I'm just looking at some of those. Like 50% of those, for those who weren't probably around at that time, like 50% of those would be like fake. Like 90% of those were like fake. Like looking at it. And then when you played those fake ones, it would be like, my fellow Americans, the guy doing the George Bush voice thing saying, my fellow Americans.
Oh, the Bill Clinton ad where he's just like, he's like, I went to efreetrade.com, like something like that.
Swholli goes to jail 2006.
I wish free webs.
Camtasia was really good.
It was, yeah. I wish freewebs.com/Scott's Pictures still existed. It does not, as far as I know.
Dude, you look how hardcore that background picture is. You've got like the devil's sign and everything, man.
Real quick though, I just because I'm curious, what was on my? What was Age of Empires 2?
Read it.
I have one fucking game, and it was Age of Empires 2.
You have, what is that? Graphs SWF.
Graphs is a oh god, that's a school project. I also uploaded that to Newgrounds. That's like on Newgrounds still.
Great. I'm so glad we're gonna look at graphs on Newgrounds.
I'm sorry, I'm going down the rabbit hole now. Go ahead and say what you were gonna say about.
No. We're on your tangent now, man. You've taken control of the steering wheel in this podcast now.
There's just
we're
something.
Stuck watching your stuff.
There's just something so like I don't know. I mean, Flash is about to die, like in the end of this year.
Well, die on a web browser. It still works on everything else. You just they need to make it so if you get an SWF, like you click on one, it just downloads it instead of fucking tries to play it. Like, and honestly, if they did that, that would be so much better for preservation.
Newgrounds' approach here is that they have a Newgrounds player, like a quick little application.
Extension?
Yeah, a quick little application that just you can play. It launches immediately from the browser. I don't know why none of the sound's not playing, but.
It doesn't matter, man.
That's true.
I don't think we need to.
You don't need any sound from this. It was a school project I did for science class. We had to talk about variables and stuff. Here's a fucking this one's hilarious because I was gonna make a game. Do you remember Johnny Rocket Fingers? Does that sound any bit familiar to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really liked Johnny Rocket Fingers, and so I was gonna make my own Johnny Rocket Fingers, and I called it Bobby Night Fighter. I got as far as the opening cutscene, and I uploaded that to Newgrounds for some reason.
And then you were bored fucking shitless.
And I was bored, and I never did it, and I never made it. I've always thought about like making it anyway. Like now that I know, here we go. Bobby Night Fighter pins you against some of the meanest villains in town. Can you survive? Coming soon. Yeah, it never did.
So this is like a pick your adventure kind of a game.
Kind of. It was like a choose your own adventure, but like there were going to be interactive elements. I think I was going to make it a fighting game. So it was like the story elements were choose your own adventure, and then you would have like a little like one-on-one like Street Fighter fight.
There's nothing greater than playing a game that changes its gameplay mechanics mid-game.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, now I'm in Street Fighter. I don't know how to play a game like this. I don't know what's happening. I was playing a point-and-click adventure, and now suddenly I have to use my keyboard.
The good stuff.
Like, there's nothing like better game design than doing stuff like that, you know?
Oh, you know. I knew what I was doing, okay? I was a professional.
I was a professional. Newgrounds creator.
Get in the kitchen.
God, this is you and me right now.
Essentially.
On how to be
Just full screen that. That's you and me right now. I am your friend. Is that Warren?
No, this is Matt.
You're in a kitchen.
Well, my middle name's Matthew, so boom.
There you go. This is you. Oh, look, it's snowing.
Okay.
I've never been in
Nice
snow.
enthusiasm.
I've been in snow. Sorry.
I was gonna say you've never been in snow ever.
Like, I never lived in snow. I've been to snow once in my entire life.
Fair.
Dude, we got like 2 places in Australia where you can actually... Oh, God. There's like 2 places in Australia where you can actually go to snow. Like, it's really bad.
So I remember this. There is audio for this somewhere. I literally was made for
Is this made for Sega CD, for Windows
yeah.
95?
This does look like a full motion video. No, I remember there's video. We're gonna get a copyright claim from fucking playing Star Wars. There's
Good job.
audio, I think, of me somewhere, like trying to do my own.
Voiceovering?
Yeah, trying to do my own like
Oh,
voices.
God.
It was real bad.
Hello, Master! You've been a bad boy.
You've been a bad boy, Anakin.
There's so much sand in my pants.
There's sand in my pants.
There's so much sand in my pants. I don't like the sand in my pants. Anakin Skywalker.
Oh God.
Okay.
I think that's really it on what I've got in that stuff.
You've
That's,
you've had just tangent.
I've had my tangent. There's not really anything else I can show that isn't like. I mean, I could go into like some of my old Game Maker games, but
I think I'm fine.
I do wanna talk about something related to that actually, but that can
Go
be,
ahead.
No, that can be for later. That was the niche community I was like wanting to plug, but
Right. I was gonna say I want to hear about this niche community.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to talk about that later or now.
I don't really care. I can talk about it now. Did you?
You might as well talk about now.
You're familiar with Game Maker, right? Like you used
Oh
it.
yeah, the classic Game Maker.
Classic Game Maker. So obviously Game Maker has become something more of like a commercial beast than it ever did prior.
Back in the day, yeah.
But it used to be, for those of you
I'm
who
sure
are,
I've got files around somewhere.
yeah. For those who are unaware, it used to be a very like indie, a lot of just kids mostly, and some
It
actual.
was entry level game
It
development.
was
It
entry
like one
level
of the
game
first-
development. It was
one of the first things where you could actually like. It had a built-in sprite editor. It had basic coding where you would visual scripting before visual scripting was a thing.
right.
It had a lot of that kind of stuff going for it.
It was called drag and drop, basically. It's the same thing as like
Yeah.
what is now like blueprints in fucking
and visual scripting.
visual
yeah.
scripting. Yeah. Basically, there were like little code blocks that you could fucking
Move sprite to the right at this speed, whatever. I remember I used to do a bunch of stuff, but I never really got into like collision because collision was always the hardest fucking thing to work out.
Collision is fucking ridiculous, and I hate it.
It was a thing.
Fuck that.
Game Maker 27.
Here we go. Here's Game
Stick
Maker.
your dick at
Here's Game Maker 8. Stick your dick. So this
In
is like
the
this is
blender.
like you could literally.
this is. I remember I used to make GIFs out of this because
Yeah.
of, like it was the only thing that was like in affordable or whatever. Dick.
Well, you said
Dick.
make a game where you stick a dick in a blender, so I was just gonna.
No, we're not doing that, man. No.
But anyways,
Do
so
a podcast, not a game tutorial.
we're doing both. The Game Maker.
We're really not.
Let me just let me have this. Let me just have this. Because it's
Okay.
it'll literally take.
He's-
That's a blender.
For those listening at home, he's making sprites that